Jr. is signing with the Kansas City Royals an extension that is 11 years, ready for it, $288.7 million.
Wow.
Just freshly out there, seeing the reports flying through, including Passing, who I think was first on it. But whoa.
Opt-outs too.
Opt-outs in there, yep. And a club option, so I guess it could be longer than 11. Bobby Witt in Kansas City, basically for life.
Or it makes it easier to trade.
But not in the beginning.
No, not in the beginning.
Yeah. Royals are spending money this offseason.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get that new stadium, Kit.
Get that new stadium.
That's what they're doing.
That is what they're doing.
The GM, right? Piccolo, JJ. And he's like, I don't know about that. But I mean, trust me, the owners aren't that stupid. They know. They know if you have a good team, you have players that people like. It definitely helps.
Easier to convince politicians to get your stadium going. Plus, I mean, let's go over the player for a moment here. This is one of the bright young stars in our game. Not a lot of lineup protection right now. Hopefully that can improve as this team continues their rebuild. But even this past season, I mean, Baseball Reference WAR 4.4, 319 on base, 495 slugging, 276 batting average, 30 homers, 96 driven in, 49 stolen bases. And that was his sophomore campaign in Major League Baseball. He's 23 years old.
All right, here's you want the details of the contract?
You got more details?
Yeah. Contract will allow Witt to opt out after the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th years. It also includes an option after the 11th season that would tack on 3 years and $89 million, giving it 14-year, $377 million ceiling.
That's a beautiful thing right there.
Let's go, all young kids out there. Jeez, let's go.
There's some money to be made, boys.
Should have played shortstop.
Yeah.
Good news, too. We're talking to Robert Murray, who was the one last night who said those talks were starting to heat up again. So he'll join us coming up in just a few. Todd, Father, I feel like if you were in that situation, no matter what you think, whether you feel like the team is still far away from winning or not, tough to turn down that coin. Because I know Bobby Witt was very serious about wanting to be part of a contender. And I'm sure he can look over to someone like Mike Trout and say, hey, I don't want my career to be that playoff list. But at the same time, how you turning down $300 million when you're 23 and you're going to be with that team at least for the next several years, no matter what?
Yeah, and now, like, you think of little things, it's something for Kansas City to have their guy. This is, their guy. You got Salvador Perez. I understand he's still that top dog that everybody talks about. Now they got this young up-and-coming, not even up-and-coming. He's been here for a couple of years now, and he's dominant. He's going to have an excellent career. I hope he just goes out there and plays now. Now little things like he could buy a house now and settle down and not worry about where he's renting the next place. Enjoy Kansas City. And then, baseball is just there. Go out there and, he don't have to prove, he could prove himself, but at the same time, he did. He worked his tail off to get where he has to be. Now, go out there and just play baseball and be the best version of yourself. And again, congratulations to him. This is so cool. I wish all players can experience something like this. I never did, man. That money is so cool. And now, listen, time to party for him a little bit. Spring training around the corner. Go out there, enjoy a nice little get-together with friends and family. On you, of course, Bobby. And then get ready for some baseball.
By the way, full no trade also for him.
Wow.
Full no trade.
That's a lot of opt-outs.
A lot of opt-outs. Hold on. So wait. Full no trade, and he got a signing bonus. Guess what the signing bonus was? $7.7 million.
$30 million.
$7.77777 million. So it's all sevens because he's number 7. So it's $7,777,777.
That's cute.
That's cute, right?
Yeah.
So he's scheduled. If he opts out, first 7 years will pay him $148. So it's $148 guaranteed.
Okay.
And then the options kick in.
So the guarantee for Julio Rodriguez was 12 years, 209. Austin Riley, 10 years, 212. Because I'm looking at about 2 years
so
of
Tatis,
service.
14 years, 340. J-Rod, 12, 209. Wander Franco, who 11 years, 182. Probably he's not going to see a lot of that.
Right.
Trout, 6 years, 144. Corbin Carroll 8-111, and Acuna 8-100.
So he did well.
He did amazingly well.
Wow.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for
And
him.
also, he doesn't have to opt out. Think about that, Kratz. If he doesn't opt out, like let's say for some reason goes through injuries, there's problems, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You are guaranteed 11 years and almost $300 million.
It's amazing. It's awesome. And KC is a great place to play. But my thing, I love these opt-outs. Like everybody talks about, well, you're selling yourself short. He would be coming out as a 30-year-old free agent with 9 years in the big leagues. So he could get himself another contract. And to me, it's great for both sides. Like this should show everybody what your team should be doing. So this is amazing. And you talked about he doesn't have a lot of lineup protection. He did it last year with not a lot of lineup protection. He's a dude that swings a lot, not a high on base percentage, but he gets stuff done on his own. He is an elite player that is going to give KC a lot of years. And it also gives KC kind of that clout too of like, hey, you want to come here in free agency? Not that they're going to go out and get a $300 million player, but they've done some really nice things this offseason.
What's the ceiling for Bobby Witt Jr.? Because I'm looking at some of the little things that I like too that I put down on his notes. Like most 2-strike hits in baseball last year was a tie between Bobby Witt Jr. and Bryson Stott. Obviously, you see the flashy numbers, the 30 homer power, the basically 50 stolen bases that he already has been able to pull off. The quality of contact numbers, looking at some of those deeper peripherals in the second half of the season, were better. He was working deeper counts in the second half of the season. I mean, he's only 2 years into his big league career and also didn't have like the best mentors necessarily to look around. It's not like you're looking at ABs every day going, oh, I got to be like that guy. Kansas City hasn't had any offense the last couple of years.
They have Sal.
But Sal swings at everything.
True. It's true. So does Bobby.
Yeah,
he got better.
He got better.
He got better as the year went on.
He does have much better plate discipline than Salvi, and the potential of plate discipline is significantly higher for him. Because Kratz, I mean, obviously the dude's got pop, but also get on base, and he's at second half the time.
Is he Tulowitzki? Is he Troy Tulowitzki? I think he's got more speed.
Definitely more speed. He's a top 5 speed in the game.
I don't think Tulo hit that many homers, did he? Yeah, Tulo was like hang on, let me look it up. That's
in Colorado, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, that's also good. No,
that counts.
I'm not going to play that game, but Tulo in his first years, he was 21 when he made it to the big leagues. Second year, he went 24 dingers, only seven bags, but then he went 32, 27, 30. So, I mean, I guess you can hate on him for that stuff, but I guess Tulo's on-base percentage was higher too. But Tulo was a guy, and Witt's that kind of player. Like even when he was drafted, they started talking about his makeup, his just how he was just – it wasn't really a question. Like, this is the guy we're going to take 1-1. And to have it come to fruition and have a 4.5 WAR season in his second year in the big leagues, this is KC's. I'm not saying it's KC's window because not really too much has come out of the KC farm system. So they're going to need to do it a different way, but you can't let this guy go. And they did a great job locking him up.
Second overall pick in 2019, because Todd Father, we've talked a lot about the Baltimore Orioles over the last week with the ownership change and the big Corbin Burnes acquisition on Friday. Up until we found out that there was going to be a new rich owner taking over for the Orioles, we thought there was a chance Adley Rutschman doesn't play past a few more years with the Orioles, right? You probably look when he's about 2 or 3 years away from free agency and have to trade him if you are actually a man of your word. And John Angelos essentially saying he wasn't going to re-sign any of those players. I bet you many of those players get re-signed now. But that's what you're looking at. In 2019, number 1 pick, Rutschman. Number 2 pick, Bobby Witt Jr. You want those teams to be able to keep those players long term, and that's what we're seeing here. And also, all of these teams can afford to make deals like this. That's very clear. So Kansas City's had a great offseason. They've added Michael Wacha, Seth Lugo, etc. Let's bring in Robert Murray right now.